compact crossovers are some of the most popular vehicles you can buy today.
Every car company has one. Some of them have two in this segment.
And we have four with us right now, and we're gonna take them head to head and let you know what we think.
But if there's four of them, wouldn't it be head to head to head to head? And I mean, they're cars, so wouldn't it be bumper to bumper to bumper to bumper? Where are you going?
Compact crossovers are hot in North America and can be a great step up from a sedan if you're looking for more passenger space, cargo room, utility, higher ground clearance, and easier ingress and egress. We gathered the Kelley Blue Book editorial staff in Southern California for 3 days of driving to evaluate and compare 4 popular compact SUVs, each having a firm footing on the top 20 for sales this year. We examined all aspects of the collected SUVs, including the categories that you see here on screen, but we also consider the price, bang for buck value, and the Kelley Blue Book's 5-year cost to own insights. Stiff competition has bred a solid group of compact SUVs. While there are differences between the vehicles, all of them are quite good. Most buyers will decide based on taste, budget, and priorities, but still, we did find a leader in the compact SUV class. Starting with number 4, the 2025 Subaru Forester. While the Forester brings up the rear here, it outranks plenty of compact SUVs not listed in this test and lags merely a half step behind some of the very best compact crossovers in the world. It didn't help that the Forester we tested was a fully loaded touring model and one of the most expensive vehicles in the group, starting at $41,415, while the base model starts at $31,115. Value is a legitimate concern for many compact SUV shoppers. The whole point of one of these vehicles is to perform the broadest range of functions well for the least money possible. The Forester does an admirable job of it, the others just do it slightly better. One of the things we like most about the Forester is its excellent ride quality. The Forester soaks up bumps without jarring occupants or making booming sounds throughout the cabin. It's powered by a 2.5-liter Boxer 4-cylinder engine only making 180 horsepower linked to a CVT. It also has Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system standard and gets up to 29 miles per gallon in combined driving. An attractive and roomy interior is also high on the Forester's list of strengths. Both front and second row passengers have plenty of legroom, even for 6-footers. The cargo space behind the second row isn't the best in the segment by the numbers, but it expands to 69 cubic feet with the seats laid down. Many enjoyed the mix of materials and colors in the cabin, and also noted the Forester's more truck-like feel than other crossovers. Our single biggest and most universal grievance with the Forester was undoubtedly the Starlink infotainment system. Some disliked the screen's vertical orientation because it made the driver cast their gaze lower and farther from the view out the windshield, and everyone disliked the software, which is slow, cumbersome, aggressively non-standard, and noticeably behind the times. Overall, the 2025 Subaru Forester is an impressive compact SUV with a few areas that need improvement. If those areas overlap with feature sets that aren't particularly important to you, then the Forester is certainly worth a test drive.
One of the benefits of the Forester is that it's easy to get in and out of. Rear doors open 90 degrees and the height of the ceiling is really high. Additionally, once you're inside the vehicle, it's a nice ride. Every bump, every little crack, every little anything that you run over is absorbed well by the body.
Number 3, the 2024 Toyota Rav4. Among the perennial favorites of our editors, the Toyota Rav4 has earned a spot on several of our best of lists, such as Best Cars and SUVs for Snow, Best Commuter Cars and SUVs, and Best Compact SUVs. Granted, a healthy portion of our Rav4 enthusiasm derives from Toyota's reputation for durability, reliability, and resale value. However, we think the Rav4 goes beyond the brand's stature, delivering a better than average example of what a compact SUV should be. The Rav4's ride is a bit rough around the edges, and some of that had to do with the all-terrain tires on our $41,725 TRD off-road trim tester. And even in more refined trims, the Rav4 leans more towards rough and ready than cushy and quiet, and the base price starts at just over $30,000. We gave the Rav4 high marks for several features like the 90-degree rear door openings, easy loading and unloading of people and cargo, big control knobs that can be used with gloved hands, and an available power rear hatch that makes for easy access when your arms are full of groceries or camping gear. As for power, the RAV4 landed right in the middle of our competitive group. Acceleration from the 203 horsepower 4-cylinder mill is adequate for most circumstances and requirements. This naturally aspirated 2.5-liter engine won't light streets on fire, but it's more than enough for keeping up with traffic and easy highway cruising. The team appreciated the traditional 8-speed automatic transmission over the continuously variable automatic transmissions in some competitors, but the most common gripe about the RAV4 voiced by our testers is the amount of noise this little 4-cylinder engine generates. Among this competitive group, the front-wheel drive RAV4's mileage is an estimated 30 miles per gallon in combined city and highway driving, and 28 miles per gallon in the all-wheel drive TRD off-road model. The suspension is tighter than others in the group, and the ride wasn't harsh by any means, but many bumps were transferred from the rubber to the seats, and steering and braking are suitable for a vehicle that, by its very nature, won't be driven too hard. We appreciated its reclining second-row seats with a 60-40 split, center armrest, and rear seat HVAC vents. Where the RAV4 lags a bit is cargo space. Whether measuring behind the second row or with the second row folded, the RAV4 trails the others in the group. Polling our testers, we determined that most felt the RAV4's technology was competitive within the group. The infotainment system in particular scored well as it's easy to navigate. But there was a consensus that the backup camera's resolution was the worst in this competitive set. Every RAV4 comes with Toyota Safety Sense 2.5, a fairly comprehensive array of driver assist features like lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, and includes full-speed adaptive cruise control. But as with many compact rivals, adding blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert requires moving up the trim list or checking an options box. The RAV4 is an ideal pick for someone who likes the power delivery from a naturally aspirated engine funneled through a traditional automatic gearbox. Oh, and there's that Toyota reputation for reliability too. In other areas, the RAV4 stands tall in the middle of the pack.
The Toyota Rav4 launched in 2019, and one way to look at it would be, oh man, that thing's getting really old. Let's flip it and take a more positive take, which is that it is really old in its life cycle, but still quite competent. It kind of does all the things people want from a compact SUV. So while it's not a standout in any one big area, it's just generally competent, impressive this deep into its life cycle. Later.
Coming in at number 2, the 2025 Hyundai Tucson. There are so many great details to the Tucson, and it gets all the basic stuff right as well, like the class-leading warranties, generous cabin space, smooth ride, and overall sophistication. One attractive aspect on the outside is the lighting with these cool multi-point headlights. On the inside, the cabin has a clean, futuristic interior design that's open and airy even with the sunroof closed. The look and feel is akin to one of the more affordable luxury vehicles like Acura or Infiniti, and the Tucson's cabin was hailed as our collective favorite by quite some margin. We like the new steering wheel badge depicting the letter H in Morse code, and the gearshift mounted on the steering column didn't gain universal acclaim among our testing team, but most of us liked it and appreciate the logic of operation. Column mounting the gearshift contributes to the Tucson's excellent use of space. We all noticed the abundance of storage nooks, adored the dual-level center console, and liked how the wireless charging pad could accommodate phones with bigger camera lenses. Naturally, our eyes were drawn to the dual-screen unit housing an instrument cluster and infotainment touchscreen, which was upgraded for 2025 and is easy to use, and we had no issues connecting our phones wirelessly. On this top limited trim, a head-up display is also included, and so is the fingerprint sensor that can load personal profiles. The Tucson is roomy enough for a 6-footer to sit behind an adult of average size and still be completely comfortable, and rear passengers can even enjoy reclining seats. Up front, we noted the particularly comfortable headrest and effective seat ventilation, another perk of the limited trim. During our discussions of cabin materials, we agreed that the Tucson had the best combination. Out back, as far as the cargo area, we think most people will be impressed by the Tucson's luggage swallowing abilities with 38.7 cubic feet behind the second row and 80 cubic feet with the second row folded down. None of us were especially thrilled by the Tucson's 187 horsepower, but accelerates up to freeway speeds easily enough and enables the driver to go for gaps in traffic. And if we had to do a long trip in the Tucson, we'd relish the prospect, as a 2-hour freeway trundle in this quiet and smooth SUV felt like nothing. Adding to the good driving vibes are the steering and braking systems. We like their responses and how they require just the right amount of effort to be satisfying and confidence inspiring. And we don't think that there are better driver assistance features among mainstream manufacturers than those in Hyundai and Kia vehicles. The adaptive cruise control is easy to engage and works just as it should, while the highway driving assist function keeps the Tucson within its lane. This limited trim also has the blind spot view monitor, showing live video down the sides of the vehicle in the instrument cluster, which is much better than a plain old regular blind spot alert. In our final deliberations, we placed the 2025 Hyundai Tucson second in this group of compact SUVs, and it wasn't an easy decision. Nevertheless, our opinion of the Tucson is high, and we're more than happy to recommend it. Pricing starts at $30,000 for a base model, but for a limited trim, you're looking at a starting price of just under $40,000.
So as a younger driver, I really love large infotainment systems, and the Hyundai Tucson has 2 really large screens that are intuitive and very user-friendly. It's also very comfortable, very smooth ride, so I'm a very big fan of the Tucson.
And finally, at number 1, the 2025 Honda CR-V. In a sea of compact SUVs, the Honda CR-V remains the easiest model to recommend. Why and how does the CR-V stand out from the rest? It excels at almost everything it does, giving it broad appeal to a wide set of buyers. This Honda also makes life easy, whether it's shuttling small families, serving faithfully as a daily commuter, or helping keep more money in your pocket. Over the hundreds of miles on the test drive, everyone drove the CR-V and enjoyed it. The overall sentiment from our diverse group of testers is that the CR-V is best in its class. After all, this has been the segment winner for our Best Buy Awards 7 out of 10 times. In our testing, we applauded Honda's compact SUV for its smooth, refined, and easy driving manners, its comfortable seats and roomy passenger area front and back, and its loads of cargo space, all aided by the lowest load floor among rivals. We recommend one more thing for what is already our most recommendable compact SUV. Get the hybrid version. In addition to being more potent than CR-V models with the gasoline-only engine, the CR-V hybrid is, of course, more fuel efficient. The hybrid powertrain earns 40 miles per gallon in combined city highway driving in front-wheel drive form, or 37 miles per gallon in all-wheel drive. That's a respective 10 and 9 miles per gallon better than the gas-only version. The addition of electrons only added to the CR-V's refinement in our testing. Being the most comfortable of the bunch, it would eat up bumps for lunch. Other traits we love about the Honda CR-V include its conservative yet handsome styling, its high build quality, and its standard suite of safety and driver assistance tech that includes adaptive cruise control with lane keeping assist. Then there are the wonderful small touches you don't even realize are there until they help you out. For instance, if the fan speed is on full, and it was as we were in a 115-degree heat in the desert, and you interact with the infotainment system, the CR-V momentarily turns down the fan speed so you can hear and be heard. The angels are in the details. One last detail to mention is the price, which starts at $31,450 for a base model with a naturally aspirated engine. But we recommend going for the more powerful and efficient hybrid model, which starts at $36,000.
My thoughts on the Honda CR-V, I think it's a really well-built vehicle with a lot of great tech. As someone who is thinking about having kids in a few years, it has a lot of space and it's extremely practical. It really surprised me. I felt like as soon as I sat down and started driving it, I could see myself owning one. I don't say that about a lot of compact cars, but I really like the CR-V, and Mike Danger gave it a great recommendation too, so double thumbs up.
If you're interested in smaller and more affordable crossovers, be sure to check out our subcompact SUV comparison video as well. And whether you're in the market for a compact crossover, full-size SUV, or even a sedan, be sure to go on kbb.com and Kelley Blue Book can get a fair purchase price on whatever vehicle you choose.